Just a man on a mission, ambition to never fail. Personality electric, he is animated male. Intelligent and wise, calm and often cool. Chris James giving opinions while also speaking the truth. Empathy and compassion. Stephen Michael is here, helping you through your traumas, helping you with your fears. These three forces combine and keep it honest. Turn up the volume, cause this is the application of knowledge.
Welcome to the Application of Knowledge podcast. I am Animated Mel. We have Chris James. We have Stephen Michael. And this is episode
83.
83, my homie. See, Chris trying to be on. You see how you trying to play me?
Hey,
you see how you trying to play me?
Yeah, because we were talking about the cameras and recording,
Okay.
and you know that there. I mean, and maybe this is to Chris, but there is a quality drop when you record it to the computer.
Yeah, what's that got to do with what else?
Okay, well, because Mel said there's some pixelization.
No, when he's talking about it's gonna be pixelization because he cropped it. It's not.
Well, that's not. It'll just say.
Not
It'll
true
say
at
where
all.
it is.
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
And he's trying to tell me that it is, and I'm like, nigga.
If you record something at 1080p, at 1080p, regardless if it's minimal, it's once it's on. If it's not from the camera and you manipulate it from a particular software and you crop something out, it's cropping this out and it's basically just zooming in.
Well, that's why you.
There's going to be digital pixelation.
noise.
Mel.
Well, that's why you.
It won't be anything crazy.
No, it won't be anything crazy at all.
And why not just get the most clarity when you can just crop it out before the editing takes place?
Well, that's why we record in 4K, so that way when you do crop it, you don't get that pixelization.
The reason.
Man, look, our people don't care about this. Nigga, let's talk about what the hell we want to talk about.
Oh, we were talking.
This is what I want to talk about.
Nigga, go ahead. I don't care about talking about this shit. It's not that deep.
Go ahead. I don't. Why would I invest in a conversation where the other person?
Do you want to talk about pixelization of cameras?
I mean,
that these people don't even know what the fuck we talk about.
Yeah, they want. I mean, me personally, I mean, I love this type of. I mean, I love this stuff.
Steven is a camera nerd, bro.
I have a new modifier and a new light coming today, actually.
Oh, nice. Mm-hmm. Okay, please.
No, Mel, I'm not going to talk about anything you don't want to talk about. Because you don't seem to like to engage if you don't want to talk about it.
No, I'll engage. I'll ask all the questions. Who manufactured it? What's the origin story of this company?
The origin story of this what?
Yes, you want to talk about fucking cameras?
No, I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Thank you.
We'll talk about what you want to talk about today.
No, it's not about what I want to talk about.
Let's talk about what you want to talk about.
No, Steven, I want to talk about what you want to talk about. Not cameras, but about what you want to talk about.
You
sent me a video, said podcast topic.
I don't even remember what it was.
It was something about people talking on Call of Duty.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Chris, did you see that video? No, probably not. Okay. All right. So recently, so Call of Duty, we started playing Call of Duty years ago.
We as in
back
Chris.
as in. Okay. Yes.
Okay. I'm just saying. Because you put we, I'm part of the we.
I mean, you play video games, all right?
But not Call of Duty.
Okay. Well, that's fine.
You did play Call of Duty, though, right?
I've played it.
Oh,
But
okay. All right.
we.
So we.
So we.
Okay. So we.
We.
Nigga, you French. I played it.
Why are you so argumentative
but
today?
I don't play it.
You're like a woman.
Nigga, go.
Mel woke up on the side of the bed.
On your side of the bed.
So Call of Duty is a really popular video game, first person shooter, and we started playing it really started in Call of Duty 4, and it has always been known to be a game that you can talk online, right? You can talk to people in the game. And the community really kind of like based itself on kind of being a toxic community, right? Like Call of Duty is if not the most, but one of the most toxic verbal communities of all games out there that I know of. And it was fun. Like the game was fun, but then talking trash to people, right, was even more fun. Like in 2004, 2006, 2007, in that area, whenever Call of Duty 4 came out.
Do y'all be talking trash on there?
I mean,
oh, yeah.
Like
yes.
how like vile and flagrant they be? Do y'all be talking back like that?
Yeah,
I didn't talk back. Steven did.
I mean, I didn't call them like, they love to just throw the N-word around at you. You know what I'm saying? Like
That's like the default.
Yeah, you don't have to be black or white. Everybody's
possible.
everybody's racist. But yeah, I definitely talk trash, especially if they're talking trash to me, and me and Chris are running them. Oh no, I'm definitely talking trash. So,
And what y'all don't understand is that these cats were next level. It wasn't just some normal gamers. You know what I mean? If gaming was as prominent as it was back then, as far as like getting exposure, these cats would be like the top dogs. You know what I mean? If they was like on platforms like Twitch or on these big gaming platforms.
Wish
there wasn't even none of that back then. We had was it Game Battles, which is like, what is it now? What's the pro circuit now?
Well, I mean, I'm more into fighting, so I don't really know about how the.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it's all the same. What's the main gaming pro platform that they use?
I'm not sure.
It doesn't matter.
Okay. Well, back then it was called Game Battles, and it was basically the pro circuit. And at one point, I actually was on a semi-pro team. We won, a couple tournaments, and anyway, it was a fun time in life. But it was all founded on trash talking, which is why
I was ranked under 1,000 in team deathmatch.
At one point, I was ranked number 1 in the world in Search and Destroy. I actually ended up selling that account.
Number 1 in the world in Search and Destroy is lit.
Number 1.
But also the most people played team deathmatch. So you take the whole world.
Underhanded me.
When you take the whole world and you say, who are the best players, and you're top 1,000, even though it sounds like you're far away, like top 1, the skill level between top 1,000 and top 100 is not that big of a gap. Like, I was top 1,000.
Okay.
You were number 1.
I was number 1.
1,000.
I was legitimately.
It was
ranked.
way more people in team deathmatch.
I mean,
than
this
Search.
still, I won't say. I mean, yes, everyone played team deathmatch.
Everybody played team deathmatch.
Right, but I played team deathmatch. I love team deathmatch. I don't even play Search anymore. Right.
But you weren't ranked. You weren't ranked.
I don't remember what I was ranked. I wasn't ranked 1,000.
You weren't ranked under
because I didn't play it that much. I played Search and Destroy.
You said you played for a semi-pro team. All I did was I wanted people to understand my skill level.
FYI, we have yet to get to the point.
And then you tried to undercut me by saying, well, I was ranked number 1 in Search and Destroy.
I wasn't undercutting you. I was just telling my piece.
You already said you was on a semi-pro team. That was enough. You could have left it there.
Oh, okay.
I tried to qualify Mel's statement, and then you came back again.
Look at these show off flexing their.
Interesting. That
We
you took
we
it
would
that way.
look. We could go into a room. This is what people don't understand about, especially team deathmatch. When you have 3 to 4 good players on a team, no one's beating them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Usually they know each other. They play together. Steve and I could go on a random team. What we call them, randoms.
Yeah.
It's a random team. It's me and Steven, and go against 3 to 4 guys on the team and beat them.
Yeah.
Like we would do that on a regular basis. They hated us.
I mean, there were nights that we just went on these win streaks that just, 30, 40, 50, you know
60,
what I'm saying? Like
100.
Just win streaks that we just would not lose. You know what I mean? And we have people like Tyler, literally, we're just like, bro, you are giving them kills.
Oh, he was trash.
Oh my God. He was horrible. I mean, he was fun to play with, but
It's fun.
I mean, he would just take these breaks where he didn't play. He's in the military, so he wouldn't play for a year, and he'd go get the new game, and then we'd be like, yeah, all right, come on, man, let's go, let's play, and then he's going 2-20, 2-35. I mean, whatever. He just was
a liability.
He was just giving them kills, and we're still winning.
But there was a technique behind it because he was basically a distraction.
Yeah.
So that was the thing about me and Steve. Like that's why we could play with noobs and people who were trash, is because we would use them as bait. And what would happen is, from the other side, right? Like playing against us is terrible because you got your team, you got your squad. Hey, go to this spot, go to that spot, set up shop, right? Everybody's got their little equipment and everything. I was an expert rusher.
Yeah.
So you can set up shop all you want. You're not going to stop me. I'm getting inside of you. Once I'm inside of you, it's a wrap. I'm cleaning up your whole team because you don't have anything set up for that.
Yeah.
Steven is putting pressure on them from long range. So Steven,
So you were a camper.
No, I wouldn't.
A camper.
How-
Everyone like snipers.
Did he say I was a camper?
He said that you would shoot them from a distance.
That's not what he said at all. He said I would put pressure on them from long range.
Same difference.
It's not.
It's long range. You're putting pressure on from long range, meaning you're shooting them at a distance where they either can't see you or you're stagnant.
No.
And which is a camper.
That is
and there's nothing wrong with that. Were you camping?
Anyone that knows video games knows that a camper is not a good thing. So
not
don't
a
sit up
good
here and try to play me and make it sound good for the people.
I'm asking.
Okay, well the answer is no. I was not
What
camping.
would you say your play style was?
I was a medium
Camper. A medium camper.
speed rusher.
Okay.
So Chris was hardcore. Like SMG, he just rushed. Just if he might die 10 times in a row trying to get there, but when he got there, you know what I'm saying? It's a wrap, right? And then all of a sudden he'd have a 2.0 KD. But that's how he played. I played a little slower.
KD is kill death ratio, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I would play a little bit slower where maybe I'd be behind him and then somebody comes around the corner and I would kill them coming up behind him.
Got you.
Right? So I wasn't sniping, I wasn't camping, I was moving, but you're ridiculous.
Niggas got offended.
You're-
The guy ain't no camper.
I'm not, because
they played the game for like 10 years. The guy ain't no camper.
Because it's disrespectful.
It's super
It's
disrespectful.
disrespectful.
I respect it. My bad.
everybody hated campers.
The camper's not good.
As a matter of
feel
fact, my whole play style was to demolish campers, like
Right.
the best campers. You know, because these people, they have all the equipment and they're good.
Yeah.
The thing about campers is you have the noob camper, which is like he's a camper, but he sucks. It doesn't matter. And then you have the people that are at our skill level when they camp. And we hate those people so much.
That was annoying.
Like,
You be on a kill streak and all of a sudden you just run around the corner like, why are you back here? Why are you here?
and he kills you so fast.
Yeah. Yeah.
Steve,
So-
tell your story. I'm sorry, I got excited.
No, it's all good, man. Hey, man, I get excited too, man.
Yeah, man.
I still play. I mean, I haven't played it in months. But I mean, the new one comes out in November, you know, so I'll be copping it. Anyway, so Call of Duty has added AI to their
Artificial intelligence.
bro.
I'm ad-libbing.
They know what AI is.
You don't know that? You assume.
You're an interesting person.
Thank you.
Call of Duty has added artificial intelligence to their chat platform. So what the AI now does is it monitors all chat in their game across the entire network, right? And then what it will do is it's listening for certain type of chat.
Oh my God.
So it's listening for things that can be deemed as bullying, harassment, racism, you know, things like that.
Bruh.
And what they will do is that the chat or the AI will ban your account for a specified amount of time, depending on the
Dialogue, the content of what you're talking about.
yeah, right. Depending on how bad the offense is. So they have not specified like exactly what that means or what those things will be, but this information just came out, and I assume that the AI is already listening. But I assume that probably either before the launch of the next game or when it launches, they'll do this. So,
You know what? I hope they crash and burn.
yeah, this is what Call of Duty was built on.
I hope that the whole, who is it? Is it all of them?
Activision.
Are they under one umbrella now?
I think it's still under. I think it's Activision.
I hope they crash and burn. I hope that the community revolts. I don't know if people still even talk on it anymore.
They do.
Okay.
Yeah, and especially because do you know, are you familiar with Warzone?
The
The big
Yeah,
open.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's really what's carrying Call of Duty right now,
Okay.
right? I mean, people still play, team deathmatch stuff, but it's really Warzone.
Okay.
Ever since Fortnite came out and all that, and then they had all the other games that are open world like that. Call of Duty took that over basically.
Because it's free, right?
It's free.
Okay.
So, but that's not why it's a good play. Like it's fun.
But they have those pay-to-play now instead of just buying the game
Yeah.
outright.
You could just play Warzone.
They'll let
Yeah.
you download it for free, and if you
Oh, I
want
didn't know
add-ons,
that.
you can like.
Yeah, I mean, at the same time though, Call of Duty players also want to play Call of Duty. Now, if you don't have the game, there's certain things that you still can't get, right? So you can't get, you can get by playing the game, you get loadouts, you get unlocks, and then you can grab that loadout in Warzone.
Right.
If you don't have the game, you can't set up a loadout,
Gotcha.
right? So there's, you don't get everything.
They give you a taste.
Yeah, I mean, you still get a nice taste, but anybody who's playing that seriously is buying the game. So, you can get a ban for like 24, 72 hours, 7-day ban, a month ban, and then a permanent ban.
Wow.
Based upon the level of the offense, which they once again have not come out with that information
They're
yet.
probably not going to.
And
Okay, but why would you be against that?
because number one, it makes the world soft. We're already soft in it as it is, right? You can't. Oh, you're bullying. Like, and I get it. Like, it's a toxic community. I get that, right? But as a parent, I would let my son play Call of Duty with no problem. If I was concerned about it, or if I started to hear that, okay, he can't handle this, I just turn the chat off.
Or don't you think it'd be more reasonable to have just like an age limit, like based on a room that's created where it's only adults, and you would be okay with this type of rhetoric, and you're signing up for it knowing that there's a possibility that these type of people will be on here, and if you're under 18 or so, you won't be allowed.
I understand that concept, but because of how their matchmaking and stuff is, I don't think that would be reasonable. Like, I mean, it's like, listen, as it's part of their game, it's ingrained into them as an adult playing against children, and you talk trash to them. Like, get good, kid. Like, you're in your mom's basement, like, or as a child, to be like, why are you 35, you old man playing on this game? Go get a life. Where's your wife at? Like, why is it Saturday night and you're in the house? Aren't you 21? Like, it's part of the culture. And I think that you accept that when you decide to play. And honestly, if you feel as it is toxic, you can turn your mic off. You don't have to hear any of it.
Yeah.
Like, and as a parent, if you feel that your child is complaining or they're picking up stuff, you can turn the mic off.
But this is where society is headed in general.
Yeah.
So them doing this, to me, doesn't really come as a surprise. It's like a disappointing thing, but I mean, like, if you look at Nintendo, they don't do that at all. They don't allow the talking to people on like their online. They don't even have that as an option. So
you can't even, like, when you play someone in Smash, you can't talk to them?
Not at all.
Well, you have to join them on
Y'all
Discord.
can text, right?
Yeah, no. There's no communication available.
Okay.
They have like auto icons, like good
Oh,
luck,
yeah.
you're the greatest. Oh, that was a challenge, that type stuff. But the only way you would communicate would be on Discord, or maybe other platforms that have those like PvP type communications.
But that gaming, that brand, that's a different brand.
That makes
Right,
complete
right.
sense
So it
for
makes-
Nintendo.
yeah,
Makes-
because they cater to the family
Yeah.
audience.
That makes complete sense for Nintendo.
Yeah.
But for PlayStation and
Xbox,
Xbox,
PC.
that doesn't make sense.
No. And let's be honest. Like this, now Steven said this is the most toxic community he knows of, but this has been going on since day one.
Yeah, but this is part of it, man.
This is part of it.
Sometimes it's nice to just sit in a room and you just hear people going off, and it's like, damn, they're going in.
It's not exclusive to Call of Duty.
No,
No,
absolutely
I mean,
not. Like, no.
Clearly, so the point is, but the point is, okay, we started playing in 2004, 2006, whatever,
I'll
right?
tell you right now, man.
But Counter-Strike was out way before then, right? And then Doom and all of those different games, and you're talking 20 years of history. What is this trash talking doing? How is it affecting people?
2007.
Like what is, when you look at the studies, what are the studies showing? Why are you doing this, right?
Yeah.
Like, there has to be you have to be able to show, okay, what we've seen is because of these games and because of this toxic nature, then this outcome happened, and therefore we're implementing AI to keep this from happening because people are committing suicide or they're doing this or whatever. That doesn't exist.
Yeah.
What this is about control.
Definitely.
So when you talk about, okay, the world is going this direction, yeah, and this is another piece to that puzzle. So the reason why I'm like, yo, I hope they revolt. I hope they're just like, we're not gonna play anymore then. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because At some point, we have to say no.
What'll happen is that you have these streamers or something, and they'll start getting banned for dumb stuff, or someone will say something on their stream, or like the AI will pick up something, and it will start banning people accidentally, and then they're gonna have to adjust it. You know what I mean? Like there's going to be an adjustment period, and it's gonna suck. But it was 2007 was the year that Call of Duty 4 dropped. So that was what really launched the franchise. Like Call of Duty was out before that.
Right.
But that really launched the franchise into what it is today.
Modern Warfare.
And there's a movie, and I was trying to think of what the movie is called. I can't think of it, but this cop, it is like with Wesley Snipes and another actor, and they basically are battling each other, and they get frozen, and it's a cryogenic freeze. I think it was Bruce Willis. I forget the name, but anyway, there's they go into this cryo freeze, and then 50 years later or something, they come back and they're in the future. And one of the things that would happen is that if you cussed or if you said a bad word or whatever, you would get a ticket. And just in the world. So they just had monitoring devices. Everything was monitored.
I know that movie.
Right. I can't think of what the movie was called. But they basically would monitor everything. They monitor your movement. And I'm just like, bro, this is crazy. Like seeing how that's the first thing I thought of when I saw that clip. And I'm like, this is essentially going to grow to the point where AI is monitoring everything. It's on our computer.
Right. That's what's
right.
Gonna be. That's literally what is happening.
Right. But I'm saying, like, instead of it just on Call of Duty and give you a ban, like you'll get a ticket. We're sitting in our house and we say something bad against somebody that they don't like, or YouTube sucks, whatever, and then give you a ticket for it. Here's a $5 fine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Watch your mouth. Like, and that happens in some of these countries in the Middle East.
China, I think China's doing it.
I was thinking of
the social. They have the
social credit, right?
Yeah.
So if you say something or do something, like it hits your credit score, or you can get a fine. So I know they have it with like cars. So if you are speeding and you go over a certain amount of speed, it automatically charges your credit card for the fine. You don't even get to fight. Your car went over. It's registered to you. They charge your credit card, right? So
that's wild.
It's crazy, right? So this is what people are like. Oh, AI is so powerful. Da, da. Yeah, it is. That's the problem.
Yeah.
There's no human element. AI doesn't care. It doesn't have a heart. It only knows what it's programmed to do, and it learns. So
sounds like it's going to be really efficient at doing its job.
Yeah, that's
so you niggas better start following in line and listening. When they say, "Sir, stop," you stop. You keep going. Bow.
That's wild.
What is that? iRobot.
iRobot, all that.
Yeah.
All those futuristic movies. It's like we see society actively moving towards this, and it's like no matter how much we are. Like, I'm against this. That's fine. We're against it in our circle and in our world, but it's still going to affect the world around us, and other people are going to be easily influenced, and they'll fall in line. You see how cats are already putting masks back on because there's stuff going around. I'm seeing more masks now. Like, I was in Whole Foods. It was like every worker there damn near had a mask on.
Really?
Yeah.
What? Today?
Yeah.
I just was there yesterday.
Yeah, I was looking around. I was about to ask the lady.
Oh, they got the self-checkout too.
Yeah, and they got the self-checkout now. I was about to ask, not everyone, but it was more than normal. And most of the workers that were there who normally don't wear masks, they were wearing a mask. And I was about to ask a chick, like, are they telling y'all have to wear the mask? Because a lot of the employees are wearing them now.
They can't. There was a law just passed Friday.
What?
In Texas.
Oh, come on, Texas. What you got for me?
Abbott.
Oh, that they can't put pressure on people.
Yep.
Oh, shout out to Texas.
Yep. They can't. It's against the law.
The great state of Texas.
I'm happy. Because I know nurses are like required to put them on.
Well, that's probably
I'm not sure if that's
different.
in Texas, but
I think that it is something. The wording was like they can't mandate it or like say, hey, this is you have to. I'm sure that the employees could influence them, or cut their hours or something.
I'm absolutely not.
Oh, bro.
I mean, like I was already anti-mask then, But even now, if they was to bring that back, or when they bring it back, I'm not even touching a mask.
I think that at this point, like, there has been so much that, and I know that we live in, and it's hard to kind of separate the real world from our world, because we live in the world of tech, like information, right? But there's so much that has come out about how negative the masks are, how they've impacted them, the chemicals in them, and once again, they don't work. How could anybody in their right mind legitimately be like, oh no, I'm going back to that? Like, and I get it that if you don't know, you don't know, or if you just believe what you believe, like, I get it because we live in a different world. But it's just like, did y'all not do any research? Y'all ain't seen nothing?
The problem is you think that with all the information coming out about the mask and how it was trash, you think clearly most people know better now. But they don't. Most people did not get that information. Most people are looking at the TikTok and Kardashians and the new dance trends, and Blue is on stage. That's all they've been doing this entire time.
You're going hard over here with the mangoes.
So
no, I'm saying you're going hard.
So you have to understand that while you were doing research, and obviously, you know, the thing that's shady about algorithms, they take you and they put you in a bubble.
Yeah.
So you think everyone's getting this information. No, you're just in that bubble.
Yeah.
Guess what? The 18-year-old dude that's getting ready to go to college or whatever, he's in a different bubble. So everybody's in their own little personal AI bubble, and they don't get the information.
It's wild because people send me stuff, and I'm like, bro, I saw this months ago.
Yeah.
Like, y'all,
I've seen it so long
people
ago.
send me these reels, and I'm like, dude, I've seen all this. Like, I see, and then I had to realize, like, people don't see what I see.
Why do you think my reels are so popular?
Yeah. Because they don't see it.
They don't see it. I realize that. So what I'm doing is I'm introducing them to my bubble. And I realized that, and I was like, okay, this is actually a good thing. This makes sense.
It does, and I just recently realized that. Because I'm like, I see this stuff all the time, but then I'm like, oh, they don't see this.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, what are their bubbles? Fitness bays, leggings, hair, nails, beauty, comedy. Comedy is huge. Food, right?
Food.
Like, and I'm like, I don't see any of that stuff.
Right.
Nigga, a lot of my algorithm, Instagram, is business. It's like healthy food and fitness.
I mean, you probably see a lot of podcasts too.
Nah, I don't see a lot of podcasts.
Really? A lot of clips and like what motivational clips and stuff from podcasts?
Yeah, motivational
Okay,
clips
yeah.
from that type of stuff, yeah, for sure. But yeah, man, because I noticed that I have 3 different Instagram accounts, and like my main one, which is my private account, got a lot of ass on there.
See?
And the thing is, I don't actively search for it.
It got you before.
It just shows up. Maybe like I'll click on it one time, like, that look nice.
They'd be like, oh, you like this?
Like, you like this? They'd be like, flood. I'm like,
Right.
only liked it a year ago. Nigga, I'm still seeing ass. You know what I mean?
That's the worst. Because I don't like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
like,
saying?
I actively make sure I don't. Like, it's good to see, but I don't. Like, if I'm just scrolling, it's not my intent to look or to search for ass or body shots or people twerking. And it's heavy on TikTok. Like, I don't even like anything that's remotely close to any things they show me, but they'll have a woman on there for like a brief moment on the first page or whatever, and like she'll be talking, then her breast will just be hanging. I'm just like, nigga, I didn't how do I get out of this? Like, how do I get this out of my algorithm? Like, there's not even anything that I search for.
I'm pretty sure that you can like click on it and be like, I don't like this or something.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's or show less.
I've done that. And
it just keeps coming
shows
back.
up. It still
Well,
shows
you got to
up.
imagine. Number one, you have your algorithm, and they have the algorithm they want to push you regardless.
True that.
So there's certain things you just can't get rid of. When I started going to the gym, and I started looking for gym exercises, whatever. I purposely don't click on women's pages. You know what I'm saying? Especially for fitness. And I would specifically go to men's pages or click on men's exercises or reels. And I got a lot of that. And then slowly they started sliding them all these women. And I'm just like, don't want this. Don't show me this. And they just keep coming.
Yeah.
Like, why do I don't want to see this. I don't like, what do I eat? What I eat in a day? But then the hook right? Because you hooked them. It's just a woman showing her ass with doing her backside Instagram pose with shaking her little ass, and then it's just in her leggings, and it's the hook, and then it's food. Mm-hmm. Why did you start with the food? Right? Because that's not a hook. That doesn't get you. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, bro, it's so annoying.
Yeah.
Right? And yes, am I a man? Absolutely. Does it look good? Sure it does. Right? But I don't want to, if I'm clicking on your reel because you want to show me what you eating today, I'm curious of what you eating today.
Yeah. I'm not
you know what I mean?
Not curious about what that ass looking like.
Right. I mean, I'm saying, you know what I mean?
My algorithm is so different than y'all's.
But it's the fitness part. It's the fitness.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't have any fitness.
Yeah, you don't look at fitness, nigga.
No, I don't.
That's why you don't get it.
You know what I mean?
No, I don't. I don't get it. No.
That's why you don't get it.
No, I don't. I don't get it.
Maybe you looked at fitness.
No, I'm not going to. Definitely not now.
It's
I
horrible.
never have. Even when I was going to the gym, I didn't look at fit. I just don't. It's never been my thing.
Got water dripping down your beard and everything, man. Dang, man. Hey, you over here going in.
Hey, man, I'm hungry, man.
I could tell. You over here smashing. I'm sure they can hear you smashing, too.
I'm sure they can hear it.
They can't. I do the editing. No. It's like maybe a little something, but I mean,
okay.
But okay. We'll move past this subject because I don't think it'll.
Just move past it. What's the next subject?
I don't think it'll.
Just
like,
move past it.
Nigga, shut up.
You don't have to make the statement. Just move past. Just move past it.
Nigga, that's what I'm doing. I'm literally.
Don't tell me we moving past it. Just do it.
All right, what we talking about?
I'm trying to. My first dating experience. What is that?
My first dating experience? Nigga, there's no dating experience.
Nigga, dentist? Oh, that's dentist. Anti-dentite. Seinfeld.
No, but we'll move past the
Jesus.
the subject of women and all that stuff on because that's something that we typically always just encounter in general.
What you mean we're gonna move? Wait. What you mean we're gonna move past it?
Nigga,
What's wrong with talking about women? Why do we always got to make a big deal about the whole woman thing, dating? If we want to talk about it, we're gonna talk about it.
we will.
Wait, we weren't talking about women and dating. We were talking about
What are you talking about?
we were talking about Instagram.
I'm just talking about Instagram.
Just the twerking?
No, I'm saying we'll move past that the algorithm and all that stuff because it's not really anything that we're in control of. But what do you guys? I originally wanted to have when I was younger. I had the idea of having like animals, like pets and stuff, because I
we
genuinely
just talked about this.
yeah, like I genuinely loved animals. But then when I was younger, I had 2 rabbits, Fluffy and Oreo. Shout out to Fluffy and shout out to Oreo. And
R.I.P.
they passed, and it was like my first time experiencing death as a child. And I was just like, you know what? It affected me. So now I don't want to have pets anymore.
Okay.
Like, I refuse to have pets like
Of any kind.
Of any kind. Because, I mean, I know how much I love and care about animals.
What about a fish?
I could probably do that.
Okay. Aquariums are nice.
Yeah, because I've thought about having an aquarium.
Okay.
But I am not against, I don't like really the thought of having them.
I understand.
You know.
What do fish eat? Not fish food.
Well, they're supposed to be like algae and bacteria.
Okay.
I don't know.
Like we're talking about little fish, right?
Yeah,
we're talking
what
about,
you would put in an aquarium.
I mean, they would typically eat like algae, which is the food of the sea,
Okay.
which we should eat more of.
Because I was wondering about that because one of the reasons, Mel, as far as like them dying early is because we feed them processed food.
Yeah.
So all you have to do is just find like a natural food source for them.
Well, it's just dying in general.
But
They don't live as long as humans and
Who?
animals.
Yes, they do. They
not
live-
not animals that we normally keep as pets.
Right, because we feed them pet food.
Regardless, they still die quicker than a human.
Are you 100% sure?
That dogs. What is the average lifespan of a dog if you can put that in?
Let's
human
not
use?
use dogs because dogs are domesticated and people feed them pet food.
Yeah, I'm not
about
talking about owls or a
Wild?
wolf or animals that are naturally in the wild. I'm talking about things
Domesticated
that we keep
animals.
as pets.
right?
Domesticated animals.
So what I'm saying is the difference between a quote unquote wild animal and domesticated is what they eat.
Their diet, and their
Their lifestyle.
their habitat.
Yeah. But I think that if we fed them healthy food, they would live longer.
Well, this is why I have a friend who's a pit bull breeder. So she breeds pit bulls and then she'll sell them and then like does shows and stuff like that. And like during show season or whatever, she feeds them meat. Like that's like their diet.
Like if I had dogs, that's what I would do.
Right.
Like I would feed them what they're naturally supposed to eat.
Where
Right.
would you get the meat from?
Another animal.
Well, you have to.
Right.
So you're okay
But I'm
with
not going to do that. I said if I had a dog, but I don't ever plan on having a pet or doing that because it's against what I like.
That makes sense.
I'm not.
It's like if I'm going to feed them their natural food, then I have to sacrifice other animals to do that.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
why don't just
I'm not doing it. Period. It's not in my world. It's not happening at all. It's not happening. I'm not getting any pets, and there will be no opportunity and no chance for that to actually occur. There's no hypotheticals or anything that will make that a realization. It's not happening. Period. You know what I mean? Y'all can do the hypotheticals to the animals if y'all want to, but I'm not doing it.
Dang, you want to play hypothetical?
And the thing is, who are we? Why are we the ones who control pets and say we take them away from their mothers and their fathers of the dog animals, whatever? We take them and control them. When did this become a thing?
Go ahead and cook, man.
I don't know. Like, when did this become a thing for humans to just own and control what animals do? Like, why is this a thing? And then people buy into it while these animals are just sitting here in a cage. I'll pick this animal over you and all this stuff like that. To me, that shit is fucked up. That entire idea over owning a species, controlling them, and doing that, to me, that's fucked up. And I don't understand when did it come a thing for people to own pets, and then they segregate the pets to say, hey, you should own this pet, but we'll kill this one and put this one on the market. Like, where did this come from? Where's the origin of this? You know, because dogs that we know, dog cannot create another dog from its origin story because it comes from the cells of a wolf, you know. So the dogs that we all know about have been created in a lab. And this isn't anything that's a conspiracy. You can fucking research it. Look it up. They all come from cells of a wolf, you know. So the idea of owning animals and stuff, where did it come from? What is the origin of it? You know, because they have dogs in wars and all this shit. And this shit happened years ago before technology is where it is. So me personally, I don't know where it came from, and I don't like the idea of owning animals like that. That's just not something I rock with.
I think it might be an evolution. Like, okay, so obviously man has been dominating animals since as far as we can ever go back. Like, you know, we've always used animals, whether it was for labor or for food or whatever, right? So that's like where it started. Then you've got, you know, you would use animals for hunting and different things because they have different senses and whatever. So you would train animals to help you hunt and build and whatever. And then I'm assuming at some point it just evolved. There could have been an actual push to do it. Because like with the breeding, you know, we've been genetically modifying animals for as long as history. So
Yeah.
it's hard to say when it started and why. It might have just, you know, I don't know. There's always like an agenda.
Yeah.
So I can't say it's like a natural evolution of how we just interacted with animals. But I agree with you. Like, I don't think that we should have pets. But when you say pets, right? When you say pets, like, you're not just saying having an animal, because a pet is like, it's there for your pleasure. It's there for, like, it's a pet. You pet it. It's there for you, for your comfort. Like, their life is surrounded by you. And me personally, what I want is I want to own animals. I want to have animals, but I want to give them an environment for them to really be free.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And just enjoy life. Because the one thing that I've learned about animals, especially animals that have been in captivity, I guess through epigenetics or whatever, they actually start liking being in captivity. And it sounds messed up, but like they develop a fear of being in the wild.
Sounds like Stockholm syndrome for
Okay.
humans,
Okay.
which is we start to fall in love with our captors.
Yeah. I mean, you know, it's more of a fear of being in the wild, like the unknown.
Yeah.
Because their parent was in captivity. Like, that's all they've ever known. So, I mean, we're in captivity. Like, we are in captivity.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So my thing is, our ancestors had relationships with animals, and it was a give and take, and that's what I want to start developing.
I could see that. So you're talking about it from the stance of more of a partnership rather than ownership.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, having a relationship with an animal, I think that would be cool.
Yeah, I mean, because Not
Not you trying to go out today?
right. Nah, they're not going to the bar with you. But, I think of it this way. Animals are not, as far as pets go in the world, they're not going anywhere. That's always going to be a thing. And it's becoming more and more prevalent, especially as people are becoming more and more single and they're getting older and they're literally turning into
Spinsters,
dog and cat parents.
plant moms.
And that's a real thing.
Yeah.
Like
Plant moms. And
it is
dog moms.
It is a real
It's a
thing.
real thing.
And I'm just like, well, but that's a whole other different topic,
they get
right?
to a certain age and they be like,
What causes that, Steve?
I mean,
how does that come about where women?
I didn't say women. I said people.
You said moms.
No, I did not say that. You said moms.
And then you repeated.
I said
right?
parents.
Okay, so let's keep it 100% because now you're on some BS.
No, I'm not on some BS.
So you know dog dads? You've seen dog dads?
Dog dad? You a dog daddy? You ever seen?
You've
dog
seen
daddy?
that? Dog dad.
I'm a plant dad.
This cap is.
Cat.
Okay. All right. Okay. So we do typically see this in women.
Okay. Keep it up, Buck.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about women, right?
Go
It's
ahead.
just in general.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just in general. People are this is what they're becoming, and it's happening younger and younger.
Mm-hmm.
And I know people that are literally like, well, yeah, I got a dog, and I think that this will help me become a better parent, or prepare me for parenthood.
Yeah.
And then I'm just like, I could see how you can say that because you're taking care of something that has life, but a child and a puppy are not the same thing.
Not even close.
Not even close. So but I can see how for a woman in this particular situation, it can give her a sense of what it feels like to be a mom, but they're not the same. And
It's not going to help you for the purpose you claim that you're doing it.
right.
I'll say that.
Yeah, because you can't leave a child in a cage while you go to work.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
You could, but
okay, and then
That would be-
some bad things are gonna
Oh
happen.
my God, because the child grows up to be an adult human, and you know what I'm saying? Then that trauma.
that would be trauma.
Bruh.
Right.
My mom put me in a cage every day for 8 hours when she went to work.
She let me drink from the.
That's wild.
Bro, that is crazy.
That'd be wild. Yeah.
Yeah, but in general, like me personally, I don't have any pets. I've never personally owned a pet. I had a fish. My children did. We got a fish at the fair.
But if you don't take care of it, it dies.
Yeah, but even with those fair like goldfish, they die fast anyway. They have a short lifespan. As soon as you change the water, you know what I mean, which is taking them out of their environment that they're used to and putting them in a new environment, they'll die.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if they're not dying just because they have a short lifespan. It's what you're doing.
It's the environment.
I would have an aquarium without fish because I do like the
I could do
look,
that.
the look of it. You know,
What
I could
about
do
a
that, too.
turtle?
I could do that. I could do it.
Turtles live forever.
They do, but
so
I
you
do a
can't
turtle.
use that. You can't use that.
yeah, I still wouldn't want to do it though. I wouldn't want to own a. I don't know. It just to me it doesn't feel right.
Somebody
It's not
else.
right to
If it's
put a
not
turtle
you,
in
it's
an
somebody
aquarium.
else. That's. I'm not saying that like you should have an animal. That's not what I'm not trying to convince you on because I don't want animals, right? But I'm saying like if not you, someone else. Because if you don't buy them, someone else will buy them, or they're gonna stay in a petting zoo or whatever, or
Like, cause I'm that type of dude that if I was to go to like one of those animal shelters, nigga, I would want to buy every animal in there.
You ever been to an animal shelter?
No,
It's
You
trash.
can't. It don't feel
They
good.
stink.
no, I don't.
Yeah, they stink.
I don't want to go. I don't, man, because like I'm very sensitive to animals. And so if I was to see all those animals just being there, I would just want to buy all the fucking animals and do something to like.
I don't think you buy them. You adopt them.
I mean, you're still paying for them,
There's a fee, but it's not like
which
this
is
dog
which is ridiculous to me.
I know it's crazy, right?
Yeah,
Well-
fucking we take these animals from their natural habitat, their family, and then we sell them. That is some savage stuff to me, man.
Slavery.
That is savage to me.
I mean, you think about it, right? I mean, they breed them, they make them big and strong, right? I mean, people that and no shade to anybody, but this is what it is, right? You get pit
It's
bulls.
just the reality of America.
Yeah.
Or, I'm sure it's
I mean,
not
it's
exclusive
just
to
America,
America,
I
but
think.
just It's just something that we just naturally do and don't even question. Like, okay, I'm gonna get a pet.
I think the problem is when because as far as I know, animals and the way that they've been used it goes back to the beginning of time, right? I mean, they really go back to the beginning of time. But I think that back then they were viewed as partners and kind of had their own little world that they lived in. When they would be on like ranches in the West, like, you know, they would basically live their own lives and they can kind of come and go as they please, right? You feed them, you take care of them if they're hurt, right? But they really kind of live their own lives outside. And this is where I probably would say that I was a little wrong, because when Chris talked about pets earlier, before we got on camera, I was like, why would you leave them outside? But then I think that makes sense, because you keep them in more of their natural habitat. But the reason that animals die sooner, and they're dying sooner, they're getting cancer, they're getting all these diseases, because once again they're being domesticated. They're eating human food,
or not even human food.
I mean, what I'm saying,
processed
you're right. They're eating processed food.
They're eating American food.
Yeah. So feeding them a diet that is more natural to them, whatever that may be for that specific animal, is going to be more beneficial if you're going to have an animal. So for me, I don't know. I really don't have a desire to have one. I see it as just another responsibility that I don't particularly need. I don't need the emotional support from one. I have my own little children that I have to support. So I don't personally feel the need for one.
It's for the purposes of permaculture.
I mean, and they're beneficial, especially around children, right? Because dogs, and particularly dogs, go outside and they live close to the ground, right? So they play in the dirt, they play in the mud, they play and they pick up different bacteria, and they come in the house and they get in your face, right? This is beneficial to your gut and just in general overall health. There's been studies on this, but
Mel had a glitch when he's listening to you.
Oh, because I took it off topic.
No,
you're fine.
Oh, so there's been studies and stuff that have shown that people that have animals that are allowed to go outside and they play outside have a more diverse and healthy gut than those that don't. So I can see how that would be beneficial, and maybe in the future, right, when I have access to more living space, right, that could definitely be an option, because that is a benefit to us as humans to get that extra bacteria. But in general, just having one, just say, oh, I have a pet, and they stay inside, and I put them in my purse, and you know what I'm saying, I take them on airplanes, and oh, I'm just a dog dad. Like, nah, I'm good.
Man, bro, stop saying that, because that doesn't exist.
Dog dad,
and you're creating it.
No, I've heard people call themselves dog dads.
I just asked you earlier, and you just was sitting there.
Okay, I've heard women call men dog dads.
All right, thank you.
Dog daddy.
Thank you. Stop, because what we don't need is dog dads.
I don't think it's ever going to be a
That's
thing.
the last thing we need.
That's the last thing we need.
I mean, we're already in the world where
we're already struggling.
We're already in a society where people don't even know who the hell they are.
I don't look at maintaining animals as taking care of them. When you domesticate an animal, that's a whole different thing. Where you are responsible for them and stuff. They are sentient beings. They can be responsible for themselves. All I'm gonna do is give them land. It's gonna be the family land. They're gonna know where home is, right? Just like any other animal in nature has a home. Unless they're one of the migrating animals or whatever, they have a home they go to, and that'll just be home base, and they'll do their thing in the surrounding area, right? Like if I have a wolf, and I have sheep and I have chickens and whatever, the wolf looks at the chickens and sheep and the home and the vegetable garden as its home, then it will protect that home. Mm-hmm. So that way, when the wild cats and dogs and whatever come around, the wolf will kill them, fight them, whatever, and then they'll eat, and then that'll be what it is. Like, it's a like as Steven said, a partnership is it's a give and take. It's a symbiotic relationship.
Yeah,
it's a symbiotic relationship. And that's how our ancestors would have, worked with animals. I mean, even to the point we had such high regard that we would name ourselves after certain animals and things of that nature. So, I don't see anything wrong with it, and I think that's the way it's supposed to be. And animals enjoy it as well. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the day, animals. See, I think the thing is, in modern times, we believe, okay, animals are animals. They should be on their side. We're humans. We should be on our side. No, we should actually work together.
Yeah.
Work together. Like, it's supposed to be that way. So You know.
Yeah. The idea of having animals, it used to be good, but not it. Nigga, stop laughing.
My man is just gonna eat the whole episode.
Stop focusing on me eating, bro. I mean, if you want something, just ask.
No,
man.
I got what I wanted. I appreciate it. This is
I
good
mean,
mango too.
Yeah, I mean, nice little mango. But the idea of eating animals, it's
Oh,
like,
jeez. How'd we get to that?
I'm right.
well, because I originally spoke about how it's okay to eat certain animals, but then we limit it to a particular type
Why
of
is it
animal
we eat
in
chicken
America.
but we don't eat dogs? Why
Yeah, I mean-
why is it we eat cows but we don't eat cats?
You know, it's just like,
We
but in
don't
other
typically eat
countries,
predators, right?
in like China or in like Japan or the Asian culture, they typically eat like dogs and
Over here, we don't typically eat predators. That's like the thing when you think about it. It's predators. We don't eat predators.
Are dogs predators? Well, I guess
Yeah.
it could come from a wolf. Okay.
Yeah.
Cats,
Yes.
come from lions.
Right.
But regardless, it doesn't matter. It's
We
still
eat
animals. Why
we
do they
eat-
separate them
I'm-
like that?
no,
It's
I'm-
okay to fucking eat bulls and fucking cow and all this shit because they have like bison and they have that type meat.
They're vegetarian.
We discriminate, nigga. Y'all don't see the fucking play here.
They're vegan.
Mel, I'm just trying. I'm just showing you the distinction between the animals that we eat here versus the ones we
I'm
don't.
not agreeing with it
I'm not agreeing. I'm not saying it's right. I'm saying like we eat vegetarian animals.
because they're vegan.
So they're so
so
basically,
we
if I
eat
eat a,
defenseless animals,
no, we eat vegans. It's veganism.
then we eat chickens,
So if I eat a cow
and
that
chickens are more aggressive than all the other fucking animals. Chickens
if-
are aggressive as shit.
chickens, roosters. Oh my god! If I eat a cow that's only ever ate grass, so the cow was a vegan, which means I'm eating vegan meat.
No,
I can
no.
I can maintain.
No. So if you were to eat me, pause. Like, let's just say you were a fucking cannibal. You ate human, and you ate me. I don't eat meat at all.
Mm-hmm.
You eat my meat.
You're gay, bro.
Pause.
This
Let's
is
say you eat my
completely
meat.
Oh my god.
You would be a vegan. You would still be
I
considered
would be a
vegan.
cannibal.
You'd be okay, but you would be eating vegan meat.
He's just
I would
messing
be a
with you.
cannibal.
But you would be eating vegan
Are you asking
meat.
me what I am or
No,
what
if you were to eat my meat, would you be eating vegan? You would be eating vegan
Why
meat.
keep saying it like
right?
that?
Bro, I'm not answering that question.
We're not eating your meat.
Good.
I'm not answering that.
All right. Yeah, B. So don't put it in the same description as animal because if animal eating a vegan diet, you're not eating vegan meat.
Have y'all seen recently people pranking vegans?
Oh, I saw a video of
By
that this
making them
morning.
eat like
Yeah.
Bro,
Bro,
AI's
it
listening.
is.
AI's listening.
Bro, it is.
out.
Yeah, you got to bleep that
I'm
out.
like, yo, y'all are wildin'.
Yeah, that's messed up.
Y'all are gonna get messed up for real.
I mean, why would you think that's funny?
it's
Like,
not funny.
I know, but I'm saying
funny at
like,
all.
why would someone think, oh, this is funny?
I would someone with no
You
hesitation.
probably
Like,
bleep that out too.
like,
Nope.
to,
I would someone.
Yeah,
like,
that's
it is no. Here's the thing that people who aren't vegans, I guess, what they don't realize: veganism is a religion. So it's no different from tricking a Muslim into eating pork. Oh, this isn't pork. This is whatever, redfish or something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? People take that extremely seriously. See, the problem is, in modern time, I think veganism has taken on a new face. So these younger people just think it's a game. It's just trendy. They don't realize no, veganism's a religion. Like it's a thing. It's well established. It's just recently they've been putting sprinkles on top of it. Right.
With the whole Beyond and Impossible meat and stuff, it really
Yeah, it's blurring the lines.
Yeah, it
but
really
people
blurs
take
those
this stuff
lines.
seriously. I mean, it's literally no different. Honestly, in my opinion, it's no different from a tranny pretending to be a woman and giving you head,
yeah.
and then be like, "Psych, I was a guy." Like, it's no. In
Yeah.
my opinion, it's no different.
I could see that.
Or like a twin switching places with his twin brother and having sex with his wife or something.
Okay,
like that.
I could see that.
Disrespectful. You
Yeah.
don't do stuff like that.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah, so it's trending. I've seen two. I've seen it two. The first one was weird too. It was like two dudes. They were talking on Skype or something, or Zoom. I should say.
I saw that.
Right. Mm-hmm. And I'm assuming the dude sent him some food or something.
Yeah.
And he's like, bro, it's completely vegan. He's like, really, man? Because I don't play with that. And then the other one was this dude in like a chef's hat, and he had like a plate of food. And he's just samples. He's walking around on the street, and he comes up to this dude, and he's like, bro, you want to try our vegan meat? And he's like, really? Yeah, and the dude asked him like, it's vegan? Like, it's vegan? Yeah, man, it's vegan. Try it out. And then he's like, yeah, no, it's not. And then he was like, man, because when he tastes it, he's like, man, this is good. Like, this is vegan. You know what I'm saying? Because we know what the fake meat tastes like.
Yeah.
Like, when you're eating real meat. Man, this is really good. Yeah, man, it's it's good meat. It's meat. It's chicken or whatever. It's vegan chicken. Like, yeah, what? Yeah, it's vegan chicken. Yeah, the chicken only ate vegetarian food. And the dude is like, bro, I'm gonna call the police on you.
Bro, that should be assault or something.
It's
you know what I'm saying? Like, you assaulted my intestines.
I don't think there's anything legally anyone can do.
No.
You would have to take that. You'd have to become a vigilante. Because there's nothing the cop can do. It's your fault for taking it. Someone just randomly told you it was vegan on the street. Like,
first of all, I'm not going. Like, we'll be in Costco, right? Was it Costco? And I'll like when they're trying to hand you samples and stuff. I'm like, no, I'm good. Like, even if they're like, oh no, like, no, I'm good. Like, unless it's a non-meat product or something like that. Yeah. But other than that, it's like, dude, stop. Why would y'all just use taking samples of stuff just to take? Like, no, if you know that you have dietary restrictions, there's certain things you don't eat, why would you even take the sample?
That's true.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't trust you. I don't know you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know where this has been.
They had some, I was at Whole Foods today. It wasn't a vegan meat, but sometimes, depending on what time of day you go, they'll have like people giving out samples of different type of cheeses or foods. They had the stand here, they were giving out bacon. I was, hey, you got some fresh bacon here for you. One time I was just like, I'm a vegan. I'm good.
I mean, even at Whole Foods, like, why would y'all leave? I mean, I understand you sell other things other than, vegan or plant-based options, but I think that most people go there. I'm not saying that most people that go to Whole Foods are vegan, but
I think the original idea has changed for how we perceive Whole Foods.
Yeah, because we originally, I feel like Whole Foods was like, this is where the plant-based people go.
This is where all the healthiest food
go. And then Amazon, I think Amazon took over, and that completely changed.
Yeah.
So now a lot of their food is, you'll have these healthier options, but like, no, they're not. The marketing makes it look healthy, right? Things like this, but it's like, yo, you have tons of processed food in here. They have more processed food than anything else. Like, and they look like a normal grocery store. Yeah. Like, if you even go to their like cooked food section, because I went to the cooked food section because they have a lot of olives.
The salad bar type?
Yeah, salad bar. Chris put me onto the olives. Like, man, I've just been on them ever since.
Searching.
Bro, just in general, I'm open to eating different kinds now, right? Because you put me on to the original ones.
See, that's why it's good to have variety and explore different options and open up your mind.
There's
Never
so much.
did it as a meat eater.
There's so much different fruits and vegetables out there. It's crazy. Like, because I always had black olives, the little circle ones first, the sliced, and I'm like, I hate olives.
Yeah. And
then Chris was like, nah, try these. They have a buttery like consistency. And I'm just like, bro, these are great. And then now I've just been open to all kinds of olives. Yeah. So anyway, you go to their buffet or their salad bar, and it's trash. I mean, literally, like, you have mac and cheese, right? If you have, meatloaf. I mean, you have all this stuff, and then not just that, all of it is cooked in like seed oils. So a lot of it canola oil, vegetable oil.
To the next level.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, it's not even cooked well. Like, they don't even use a decent oil. They're using trash oil. There was a dude I think it was Whole Foods, and he just had a gallon of vegetable oil like in his cart. And I'm just like, literally, I just look at him, and there wasn't like a judgment or whatever, but I wanted to be like, bro, why are you cooking with vegetable oil?
Like, why are you cooking with vegetable oil?
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
Like,
just because it's an option to buy?
It's cheap.
Because it's cheap?
Yeah. That's the allure.
Yeah.
Because, nigga, you look at all the oils and you see the price of canola compared to like a grapeseed or
avocado, or, you know what I mean?
It's just, it's insane to me. Like, so you're going to cook with a byproduct.
Yeah.
Because it's cheap?
Just a rancid
Maybe
oil.
They don't know.
No, they don't know.
The difference of the experience, because, some seeds, they burn at certain oil or certain temperatures they burn away, and I'm not sure if it's because it's not only cheaper, but it has a higher temperature acceptance
point.
of it, or so. You know?
Yeah, smoke point.
Yeah. So I don't know because nigga, when we grew up, we used to have Crisco.
Oh, I mean, well, Crisco is.
Crisco's, I think it's fat.
Yeah, I think that it was.
Oh no, it's a replacement for lard.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah.
it's the alternative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Lard is what you want.
I mean, if you're gonna eat meat, if you eat meat, I mean, I would be using tallow. I'd be using lard. I'd be using, beef,
What
fat.
is
You
lard?
know,
It's made of pork, right?
it's literally fat.
I don't know if it's specific.
I don't know if it's pork or not. But if you're eating meat, then I would definitely use one of those animal fats, right? I mean,
It's way healthier.
way healthier. Ghee,
Infinitely healthier. Yeah, ghee.
ghee. I mean, these things are way
And it makes
better.
your food taste better.
Right? It's seasoned. It's. If you're already eating it anyway, go for that.
Go for it.
But if not, right? Use a grapeseed, use an avocado oil. Like, yeah, they're gonna be a little more expensive. Well, then just decrease the amount of oil that's used in your cooking. Like Mel, I'll see you, and sometimes when I first got here, I would watch you literally cook with no oil. Just put a little water in the pan. Yes? No?
I don't put water in the pan.
Okay, I think I've seen you. Okay, instead of using oil, I feel like you
I would probably use like a vegetable, like
No.
the
Broth.
Broth, yeah. But just water. I don't just use water.
Okay, maybe I was mistaken. Well, I started doing that because I thought what I saw you to do.
I mean,
that.
you could do it.
Yeah, and it works. It's like turning the heat down and starting off with your onions, your peppers, and your garlic, whatever, right? And just turning it down, let them sweat, and then they have moisture in them. Let them kind of release their own natural oils and moistures, and then start putting in your other foods, letting them kind of break down, right? You don't have to use oils. So I started doing that, and it's because my goal for my own personal health is to really remove more and more fat from my personal diet. So there's a lot of different kinds of ways that you can do this stuff. Like
I cook with oils to get a crispy edge. That when I use oil, it's because I want a crispy edge. Potatoes or something like that. But other than that, like I don't even use oil. I mean, obviously, if I'm making pancakes, I got to get them crispy edges. Mm-hmm. That's for me. That's the only reason I really use oil. And then obviously, if I'm baking a cake or something, you need a butter replacement. I'll use oil.
For sure. I mean, I don't think there's a problem with it, but in general, the majority of people we use way too much fat.
You can't get them crispy edges with water.
No.
If you can, somebody tell me.
I mean, at that point, you might as well just throw. I mean, you could throw it. You throw it in the oven or the dehydrator. Whatever. But in order to get crispy edges, you need some sort of oil.
Yeah, typically. That's typically how it goes. I want to know about you all's most pain that you ever felt in life and the most pleasure you ever felt in life. And the reason why I had this thought is because I've had multiple experiences of pain that were excruciating, but they were different. So for instance, hey, this is going to be TMI. I'm going to keep it a buck.
Here we go.
I'm going to keep it a buck, so just to let y'all know, I got to be me, you feel me? And so, like, when I got a tattoo, like Sephiroth, bam, that shit was painful for 2 hours and almost 3 hours straight. Pain, just pain on my side, on my rib. Then, one point in time, I changed my diet up, and I pooped a little bit too quick. Mm-hmm. And brother had some of those them hemorrhoid action popping off, and that was unpleasant. I remember
That hemorrhoid action.
Yeah, that hemorrhoid action. I remember this day so much because it was like I was playing Spider-Man on PlayStation 5. This is around the time I first got PlayStation 5, and Spider-Man was the first game that came out. And I was like, I can't go to work. I had to call my manager. I was like, hey, man, I know this is TMI, but nigga, I can't move right now. I can't sit down properly. And I told him I couldn't come to work because of that. That was painful. And then I recently went to the dentist. Had some dental work done. And bro, nigga, I had no expectations. I didn't do any research as far as the pain when they do with the shot. But bruh, that needle, when he put it in my gum to numb me up, bro, it was the most.
Wow.
I sat there. I was just sitting there chilling. He was talking, yeah, we're going to do this, bam. We're going to numb you up. It's like, all right, cool. Numb me up. But I didn't know prior to them numbing up that this needle was going to get shoved into my gums.
It didn't go into your cheek?
It was my gums. It was my gums.
They got to put the needle close to where they're gonna do the work.
Yeah, but I thought that they would normally like numb the cheek first because it starts to numb all of this, and
They
and
usually
then,
use a local anesthesia.
That's what they used. They
Oh,
used
it
a
wasn't
local.
it? Maybe
they,
it went
the,
too fast.
The local
'cause
doesn't penetrate. The local is like it's topical.
They put it. Oh, jeez.
bro, they shot. I was like, because I was like, all right, I'm a cool, bro. I was like, ah! I'm like, nigga, whoever was sitting outside, that's probably like, yo, this nigga, he going through it.
Oh, for real?
Oh, nigga, I was loud. I was like, ah! Because I had no expectation.
Well, Mel, it wasn't like I said before. It's not supposed to feel that bad. It's because of what the work that they had to do.
Yeah.
And your area was already so sensitive. Because normally, I've gotten needles in my gums, and it don't feel like that normally.
Son, I was just like, bro, I said, this is painful. Then, like, when they were doing it, because I had an infection down here, so they was pulling stuff, bam, pull, but then they got to this, like, the bottom left, nigga, that shit was painful. And most people, they'd be like, you didn't care about the scraping and the pull. I was like, bro, I couldn't even focus on any other noise but the pain that I was feeling. It was just like,
Maybe they didn't let the anesthesia. Like you shouldn't feel that
it's
way.
because of what the work he had to have done.
no, because it was numb. It was definitely numb because nigga, my lip was my lip was looking. Like, I had Bobby Brown lip. Like,
Yeah.
like, I couldn't move. Like I couldn't control it. It was just numb. Like,
No,
I
just
couldn't
wet.
hear it. You know what I mean? But then they got to this side, and I think they put something else in that made it a little bit number. But the dentist, he was just like, man, is there anything I could do? Like, he's like, you want me to get you in the leave or something? And I was just like,
And a leave.
something to like
Just
to get rid of the pain. Because,
No, I understand, but I'm like, but you gave me an anesthetic. You want to give me a leave if the anesthetic isn't.
Well, yeah, and he was just saying because like it was not supposed to feel pain, but it's because I had an infection.
Yeah, okay,
You know what I mean? And
that's
so the infection was the cause of the more intense pain or whatever. So it was literally throbbing the entire time. And then you know me, it's like, you want a prescription? No, I want a prescription. Because I don't want none of that shit. You know what I mean? But then, you know, they give you the recommended list of what type of, like, what you can do to care for to get rid of the pain or temporary, like the first day or whatever. And I was like, nah, I'm going to just take this pain. I'll be good. But as it was healing, it started getting worse. And I was like, all right, what am I able to sleep? So I tried to sleep. Couldn't sleep. I was like, all right, I'm about to go to the store and find something because I was just in pain. I was just like, bro,
I gotta get some drugs.
I gotta find something.
But see, Mel, this is me and you, we on the same page, right? But what I do believe is under certain circumstances, drugs are beneficial.
Yeah,
I do believe
bro.
that.
Under that context, I was just like, yo, thank the heavens for science. Thank y'all for making this shit because I was just like, all right, nigga, I looked at this like, what I gotta live. I was like, nigga, where's this drug at? Where's this at? Where I went to Tom Thumb. I was like, where is this at? Where is it at? And then lo and behold, there was one section that had everything: gel caps, Aleve, instant pain relief. I was just like, oh, it's like the heavens opened
He
up.
bust the cap open right there.
I was like, this is what I need, but I like to double check. I was like, okay, let me just double check to make sure that I'm not getting into no BS. And I was reading the side effects.
my man up here taking Tylenol,
Yeah.
talking about like you taking a drug. I mean,
Hey, man.
I
I have never in my life, 36 years living on this earth, I've never taken one.
Really?
I've never, ever taken
even
one.
as a kid,
I've
they've
never
given
taken a
you-
Tylenol.
I've never taken one, but I got an Aleve.
Really?
I've never taken ibuprofen, none of that stuff.
I've never done that because I'm like anti all that stuff.
I got some Oxycontin or I got something when we was back in Sunset. I got
Oh,
something.
they gave you some real drugs.
Yeah,
Oxytocin?
I can't
Was it?
remember. I don't remember. I
Oxycontin
got something.
is like,
I mean, no, that's what pain relief they used to give. They stopped giving them out.
Yeah,
you know
this
what?
is-
I'm thinking opium. That's what I'm thinking.
This is back in. This is over a decade ago.
Yeah, they were giving them out back then.
But yeah, I had something in my closet, and I was like, should I sell these? Because I don't remember where I got them or why I got
They
them.
probably had been prescription.
Oh, or there might have been a either it was a prescription pain, or they have the one that is an antibiotic that is very similar in name. So
no, I remember I was
for pain?
It was for pain, and I remember I was thinking because the dosage was low apparently.
like
I don't know.
5 milligrams.
Yeah, it's like
something
5
that.
milligrams. So I was like, can I sell these? And I think I ended up giving them Maine or something. I don't know.
But yeah, after I went to Tom Thumb, I got it. You know, I did even while I was in pain. I was like, man, I gotta research. And then on the pill, it said side effects or don't take. Like you might have stomach bleeding. And anytime I see it, I'm just like, man. But I'm not gonna take like 20 to make me get stomach bleeding. And I was like, okay, it'll last for 4 or 5 hours. And so I was like, all right, let me take this bad boy. And so I took it. And I was like, damn, this pain ain't going away. Then maybe 15, 20 minutes. Oh, bro. I was just like, no pain. No pain. I was like,
Wow, magic.
I was like, I know why people take this shit now because I have no pain now. You know?
That's crazy.
You know, and so I went to sleep, able to do my little thug thizzle, you know, and go to sleep and wake up. It was like when I was laying down, the pain was like gone. But when I sat up, I was just like, okay.
the way the blood was flowing.
I can feel it coming back now. And so I didn't take a lot because I went my longest and like they said, even if it's not hurting, still take it. I was like, nah, nigga, I'm not taking it. You know what I mean? If I don't need it, I'm not going to take it. Because I can endure a certain amount of pain, but as long as it's not making me go to sleep. So it made me thinking like, man, what other pain do people feel in life? Because we haven't experienced every pain. Of course, there's different type of pain, heartbreak, loss, and stuff like that. So I wanted to know, like, what was your greatest pain that you ever felt, you know, just in general in life, and also your greatest pleasure, you know, which is the reason why I brought that up.
Did you give your greatest pleasure?
Pleasure. We're gonna start with pain, and
So-
then we'll move to pleasure.
Steven.
Yeah, what's your greatest pain?
I'm trying to think. I
mean, it could be heartbreak. It could be getting shot, stabbed, nigga,
no.
whatever.
So my greatest pain was not physical. I have not been in a lot of physical pain in my life. But probably emotional pain was when I got locked up. And then I got out, and then I woke up in jail again. That was the worst pain I've ever felt. I thought it was a dream. I could not. I didn't think that, you know, this is real. You know, like this. There's no way this can happen to anybody. Like, how did I get myself back in this situation? And you know, I'm not gonna go into all the details or whatever on this podcast, but that was my greatest pain. Just getting locked up and knowing that you're gonna be here for a while. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you're not. No matter what happens, this ain't no one of them situations where, okay, well, I'll just sit for a few days and I'll go to court and I know I'm gonna be out. There's nobody coming. There ain't no bail. Ain't no bail in the world. Like, no, you're going to be here.
Yeah.
And then having to kind of wrap my mind around that, and then, then I was misplaced, so I was mishoused.
So they put you in like
put
you with the convicts.
I was supposed to be in low level, you know, because
it wasn't anything crazy. Like
yeah,
that.
it was a DUI, so I was supposed to be low level, and something had come up on my background that was not actually correct, but how they interpreted it in their state, which it shouldn't have even been there. But it put me with. I mean, I literally was my my cellmate was in for murder of a 2-year-old. So having to live with that, and then everyone in my pod was same situation. Like, why am I in here with murderers? Like, whether they did it, whether they didn't do it, whatever. And I experienced so many things in there that I experienced more violence in that moment, in those months in jail than I've ever experienced out of jail. Right? It's like, which doesn't even make sense. It's so backwards. But that's also because, once again, I wasn't supposed to be in that area.
It makes sense. when you take them, the quote unquote the most violent people in society, and you put them all together, you have a concentration of violent.
I mean, it makes sense in that sense, but I guess what jail is supposed to be, which is rehabilitation,
right, okay,
it doesn't make sense in that regard.
Yeah, but we know
right,
that's,
but it makes sense as in when you put everybody together like that. Yeah, it's going to be a violent,
which is why jail doesn't make sense.
Right,
period.
it doesn't make sense. So, but yeah, man, that was probably my greatest pain, and it was worse than any physical pain that I've ever experienced. It was tough. So.
Chris, your greatest pain that you felt?
I've been going back and forth, like, I've had my thumb crushed like a pancake. I've never broken a bone or anything like that, or had a limb cut off, but I've had an intense emotional pain and I've had an intense physical pain, and I'm trying to figure out which one was worse, but I guess it would have to be the physical pain.
I was about to say that physical pain. I was like, I ain't never seen Chris.
Because I guess I thought I was gonna die. It was just one of them. It was one of them moments where it's like, yeah, this could be it for you, bro. And I've had hemorrhoids too. And before this physical pain, I would have told you the hemorrhoids was the worst.
Because hemorrhoids is not fun. You never had hemorrhoids?
I have.
You have?
Yeah.
Was it bad?
It was bad to me. I mean, but it doesn't sound like it's.
Let me ask you a question. The hemorrhoids that you dealt with. Let's say that you are a world-class fighter, like you're top of whatever you do, boxing, whatever you do,
MMA,
whatever you do, you're world class. Would the hemorrhoids cause you to lose that day?
Yes.
Okay.
Easily.
Yeah.
Me in the ass.
I mean, literally, you can't. I see. That's what I'm saying.
Not
Mine
just
weren't
lose to another world class fighter. I'm talking like you're just gonna lose. Like,
oh no, I might win still.
Okay.
It wasn't. Mine were bad, but it were like I could go through the day, and I could go throughout my day.
Oh no.
But then
no,
certain
listen.
times it would be like, oh, this is uncomfortable.
Okay, no, you weren't that bad.
Right.
My hemorrhoids were so bad. I remember thinking if I was a knight back in that time when knights existed, and I was the best knight, I would die that day. Like
it started instantly thinking of like Troy and.
But that's how bad it was. Like you start thinking about stuff that don't even make sense. And I'm telling you that this pain that I experienced was worse than that. So
It was on the inside.
and yeah, it was an internal pain, and I mean, like it was. I couldn't sleep. At least when I had hemorrhoids, I could sleep. You know what I mean? You get relief while you're asleep. I couldn't sleep. So for 24 hours, I don't even really know how to describe it. It was 24 hours of intense internal pain. Like, and there, you can't get comfortable. Like, there's no position that's comfortable. And because it's so much, because of the stress of the pain, you're basically vibrating. Like you're shaking. You know what I'm saying? You're shaking, you're vibrating, and then that becomes its own pain because it just, and like I was writhing in pain for 24 hours. You can't sleep. It was just such an intense pain. And I mean, I don't know how else to describe it.
But you made it and you survived.
Yeah. Well, the only thing that stopped it was my cold laser.
Oh, okay.
Are we still talking about the hemorrhoids?
No.
What are we talking about?
Nobody knows. I don't know what it was. It was when I did my fast last year. Yeah, last year.
I mean, we can assume what it was. But
No, I did my fast last year, and I pushed myself hard because my body was like, you need to stop this. I was like, yeah, but I promised the people I was gonna do X amount of days. You know what I'm saying? And so I typically when I do fasting, I won't. If it gets to that point, I'll stop. But I was like, oh, I'm a leader in the community. I said I was gonna do this many days. Right? Mm-hmm. So that was number one. Number two, I gave myself probably 5 to 6 days. But because of how intense my fast was, I probably should have gave myself more time. That's basically all I can, come up with. I should have gave myself a longer refeed.
or take it a little slower before you.
I mean, it wasn't like I was eating a lot of food. It was a very particular food that I ate that triggered it. It was this vegan meat. I ordered some vegan meat, and to this day, I won't eat it because I'm traumatized. I'm sure it'd be fine, but I just won't eat it. I'm traumatized. And I ate this vegan meat, and that night it hit.
Yeah, that like that. I'm scarred. No more of that vegan meat at all.
And it's probably good. I mean, it's processed or whatever, but it's probably okay. I think I enjoyed it. I don't really remember, but
yeah.
yeah.
But the greatest pleasure, aside from sex,
What do you mean aside from sex?
because
Include sex?
No. I mean,
What
that's
you mean no?
Because that's an obvious pleasure. Like
Is it the greatest pleasure
it?
you've ever had?
no.
Well, then what you mean aside from it?
Aside from sex, because
Okay.
when you guys bust a nut, it feels good. It naturally feels good, So I'm just going to think something that's not an obvious answer. That's all I'm.
Yeah, but what if that's my greatest pleasure?
Right.
That's fine.
Oh, okay.
I'm speaking for me.
But I just don't
But
want
what's
you
what
to.
was the
I'm
point
not-
of saying aside from
I don't
sex?
want.
I'm not limiting whatever
just
y'all,
limited it.
I'm not limiting y'all. I'm limiting mine.
I-
Because
but
that's
here-
an obvious answer.
It's not obvious. Here's
Yes, it
my.
is
No,
obvious.
it's not, Mel. People have bad sex.
Yes, but when you bust a nut, it feels good. It's pleasure.
Okay, but
it's an obvious answer.
Okay,
not
but
obvious.
jacking
it
off,
is
no.
obvious.
Mel, jacking
obvious.
off and having sex, like if you're just giving yourself a hand job and having sex with a woman, those are two different things.
That's
it's
fine.
not just busting
I'm
a
getting
nut.
rid of the sex aspect.
I
because
need
that
to
naturally
know-
provides pleasure. I'm getting rid of it.
You
if y'all
can
wanna
you can
talk
get
about
rid
it,
of
it's fine.
You can get rid of it, but I need to know if you put it on the table,
Yes.
is it your greatest pleasure?
No.
Okay.
That I've ever experienced in life? No.
Okay, so then you don't have to take it off the table. You could just say,
I am taking it off the table because it's not my greatest experience.
So why even say it?
why say it?
Because it's an obvious experience that we go through. We naturally have orgasms when we engage in sex. So I'm just saying I'm not mentioning it. I'm not trying to debate whether it's the most pleasurable for y'all niggas. I'm just saying I'm not going with the most obvious answer. That's it. Like, why you niggas trying to debate me on this? But my greatest pleasure that I felt was when I tried Molly for the first time. And Molly made everything amazing. I didn't have sex on it, but it was just an intense amount of joy, happiness, just like, man, like I was calling people like, man, I fucking love you, man. I was texting people like, oh, man, I just felt an intense amount of joy and happiness, and just like, it was the greatest feeling ever. Now, afterwards, when it comes down, it's just like, oh, fuck. You know what I mean? You be trying to think thoughts. As kids out there don't do drugs. You know what I mean? I mean, whatever they consider drugs out there. You know what I mean? Don't do drugs and all that. But yeah, that was one of the greatest pleasures that I've had was
It's a curveball.
Molly.
Well, the the main ingredient in Molly is MDMA, and it was initially created for psychologists to give in small doses to help people open up about their feelings and emotions in sessions, and so that makes sense. And as soon as you said it, I was just like, because I'm sitting here thinking, and obviously you've had some time to think about this, because I'm thinking like, what is my greatest pleasure? Because it's such a broad question, because I think certain things bring different levels or types of pleasure. So once again, there's physical pleasure, emotional pleasure. So anyway, I just thought that was very interesting that you mentioned that, because as soon as you mentioned it, I was like, okay, I could see that. Because I've done Molly before, and especially in my party days, and
Everybody's doing drugs.
huh? I'm sorry. Huh?
He said, well, everyone's doing drugs.
I mean, hey, listen, man, we grew up in a world where that was a thing.
We're in a world where that's more prominent than
I mean,
ever.
it's very I mean, obviously, I'm not in that world anymore, so I don't know if
Exactly.
it's still a thing.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I mean, back 10 years ago, it was probably longer than that. When bro, it was definitely a thing.
Papa Molly, I'm sweating.
Woo!
After I did that and I heard
You
that song,
understand it.
I said, oh, I understand why you say that. Your entire body just started getting hot. You just started getting You know what I mean? You be sweating everywhere.
Yeah, because
you know what I mean?
you're just you're releasing all your dopamine and serotonin, and it just it's dropping. You drop all of your dopamine and serotonin, and it just makes you feel amazing. Whatever you're feeling, it makes it feel better.
Oh, bro.
But
feeling.
obviously afterwards is that hangover because you have none.
You're depleted.
So imagine doing that 2-3 days in a row with no sleep. Lord,
That doesn't sound fun at all.
no, it doesn't. I take from my experience. that you Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 3 nights in a row. Maybe you get a couple hours of sleep in there. Then that Sunday, you're dead for probably 4 or 5 days. You're just recovering.
Yeah.
Well, once again, probably why I had emotional issues because I had none. I used everything. I don't know. I don't know what my most pleasurable experience
Okay,
is.
just choose one of your most pleasurable experiences.
The first thing that came to my mind was probably the birth of my son. I felt proud, and it was just because I don't know. I just felt like I wanted to have kids, and it was just a moment for me that, I mean, both of mine are emotional because I don't know, like I didn't really have a lot of pleasure in my life. So that's why when Chris mentioned like sex for the most of my life has not been pleasurable. It was actually emotionally traumatic. When I first had sex, it was emotionally traumatic. Even when I was married, I wasn't really, it was like something I did, but it wasn't pleasurable. So that's why I agreed with Chris so much, because I'm like, to me, it's not obvious. Sex wasn't even near my top of my list. But watching my son, seeing him right after he came out, and that was pleasurable for me, and so it sounds so damn cliche, but in my life, I mean, I really, taking them places, taking them on vacation, watching them drive go-karts, and just having fun. To me, that does something for me. So
I feel you, man. Nigga, I see parents with their children. It gets me excited. Like, oh man,
yeah, man.
Like, look at them, the little tiny little baby. And babies are adorable too, man. Well, some of them, not all of them.
Not all of them.
Yeah, I mean, but the adorable. Well, babies in general.
Wow.
I don't want to discriminate between ugly kids and like cute kids.
Well, but there's a difference.
But yeah, there's definitely a difference. Yeah, I mean, I think there's like the way they treat kids too. You know what I mean? But anywho, I think just being a parent and seeing that responsibility and they look up to you. It's just like that's like you can't really replace that type of emotion. It's a different emotion. It's a different feel.
Yeah.
You, Chris, what's good? What's your biggest pleasure?
Sex. Sex is what is my greatest pleasure.
Every moment, or just like, is there?
What you mean every moment?
Is there like a particular moment?
No, of course, sex is different. You have good sex, you have bad sex. So no, not every time I have sex. That's why I'm like, you're like every time you have busting out is pleasurable. No,
but every time, like, is there a moment in time that stands out as the most
yes, I'm not
pleasurable?
gonna tell you about it, but yeah, of course.
When is this like?
No, I'm not telling you about it. It's none of your business. You asked me what was my most pleasurable experience. I
It's
said
none of
sex.
y'all business.
What I'm not about to do is describe who it was, when it was,
I asked that.
how she was, what she was doing.
Didn't say all
She was
that.
busting it open.
What made it so intense? I didn't ask about all the what made it so intense than all the other ones.
Yeah, I think it's an energy thing, man.
I was gonna say emotions, connection.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, I mean, it depends. For me, it was an energy thing. It wasn't like an emotional
Chemistry.
I mean, that's one way to put it. It's a vibrational thing. It's an energy thing. So there's no rhyme or reason to it outside of that. Like, it's not like, dang, I just love this girl so much. And no. It's just raw. It's energy. It's raw energy.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So yours, I guess, kind of physical and emotional.
No, if anything, it'd be physical and energetic.
Okay.
Because it's not just the sex. Because just having sex is not always it's not always what that is.
I get it.
But
Oh, you do?
Yes, but it's the most obvious answer because sex generally brings pleasure.
it's not, man.
It's not obvious.
Okay, whatever. In my eyes, it's obvious, and all your freaking words aren't going to.
I mean,
change my
you
mind.
could okay. The obvious answer is eating cake because sugar.
Yes,
and you know what I'm saying?
That's an
Like,
obvious answer.
Yeah, but it's not though. Like, I didn't even think about it until you made me have to think about it. Like, Anyway, everyone's experience in this world is different.
Exactly. So to me, it's an obvious answer.
So
I'm not trying to convince y'all.
it's not about
it's not an
convincing.
obvious answer
But
to
you
y'all,
said
to
it.
me it is.
You said it as
I'm not
if
altering y'all reality.
the way you said it is as a matter of fact. Like
Yes, because when you think about pleasure, you think about a sexual
and
thing.
you're a man. If we change genders, now women that's probably for most women it's not at the top of their list.
Right, but our audience are mostly men. So I'm speaking to the
Are they?
yes. It's like 85-15.
I mean, Steve, clearly. I used to say, if any women are watching. Well, I used to say if anybody's watching, but it's obviously men.
Yeah. I mean, so to me it's the most obvious.
If our audience was women, we'd be more popular.
Right.
Yeah, real talk, because women they go hard.
They go hard.
They stand behind.
Yeah. We are truly a male-oriented podcast.
But the women who rock out with us, they're the ones who typically are, commenting and supporting us.
Which is
more than a lot of the men,
Right,
more
which
than a
proves
lot of
the
the men.
point.
So, I mean, I value our.
Oh, we definitely value our women too, always.
Yeah, we know they rock.
But this is a male-centered podcast for sure.
I mean,
Obviously. But we're unlike a lot of other podcasts where, like men, but they pandering to women, or they're bringing women on the show. You know what I'm saying? Like they're making sure that they have a female audience.
Yeah.
The reality is, look, I love the brothers. You know what I'm saying? But they don't support the way
They
women
don't
do.
support like women.
Women are the number one consumers. So we all know that. We're all business people.
Yeah, I mean, shout out to our women out there. We're going to get our women up. I mean, maybe we'll get a woman on the podcast.
I mean, it would be easy to get women up. All we got to do is run Derek Jackson's playbook.
No. What's that one video you sent that one time with that dude? He's like, oh, we're killing.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
All we need is that. Like, oh, we still filming. Like, oh shit.
Yeah.
But we appreciate y'all rocking out with us. Let us know in the comments y'all greatest pains and pleasures, anything you disagree with or agree with. Write in the comment section below, like, subscribe, all that beautiful stuff. Support your kids and boys and all that.
Kids.
What?
I meant to say support your boys, but my mind was talking about kids, so like kids was in my mind. But
I mean, you gotta calm down, man. You eat all them damn mangoes.
All them mangoes
and
taking all that
pistachios.
sugar.
You up here smacking in them niggas'
nigga, how much
ears
sugar
like
this got?
more than you think.
23 grams.
Well, it
Right.
depends on
Any
the
added sugar?
No, I don't have I don't fuck with stuff that have
Yeah,
added.
but when you dehydrate it, it concentrates
condense
it.
it.
yeah.
So you gotta be careful with all
It's
them.
definitely candy.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's basically the candy version of fruit. I mean,
Yeah.
I won't say be careful with it, but it concentrates.
You should be careful with
I'm
it.
going crazy mangoes. Yeah. But yep, Chris James, Stephen Michael, I am Animated Male. We will see you beautiful people next time.
Peace.
Bye-bye.